When we understand how much of the Bible is taken from ancient texts, we have to reevaluate and re-understand what the Bible is. And to some degree, it's a archive book of ancient beliefs. And since they match ancient texts, we know from which area and which place they were taken, and that they weren't necessarily written by the people who the Bible says it was. For example, some of the Sumerian texts that we now know were taken from religious texts from the Sumerians and then thrown into the Bible. This could be all the way from Genesis to the Exodus areas of the Bible and so on. But if we look at Proverbs, what we will notice is that these proverbs that were so called written by Solomon, who was married to, as it says, Pharaoh's daughter, we will notice that they have a strong similarity with some African texts, specifically the ancient Egyptian instructions by fathers left to their children. Let's look at some examples. From the Bible, it says, "Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle." If we look at the Lamentations of Amenemop or Amenemope, what we will see is this: "Do not set your heart upon seeking riches, for there is no one who can ignore destiny and fortune. Do not set your thoughts on superficial matters, for every man there is appointed time. Do not exert yourself to seek out excess, and your allotment will prosper for you. If riches come to you by thievery, they will not spend the night with you. As soon as day breaks, they will not be in your household. Although their places can be seen, they are not there. When the earth opens up its mouth, it level him and swallows him up. They will plunge in the deep. They will make for themselves a great hole which suits them, and they will sink themselves in the underworld, or they will make themselves wings like geese and fly up to the sky." Clearly, the Bible is a contraction of this verse, because if we shorten it and we take the first part and the last part, "Do not set your heart upon riches, for there is no one who can ignore destiny and fortune," and we splice it with the last part, "They will make for themselves a great hole which suits them, and they will sink themselves in the underworld, or they will make themselves wings like geese and fly up to the sky." We splice this with the Bible verse, which says, "Do not wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle." We can see that this is the same verse, just that it has been contracted in the Bible and they've gotten rid of the fat. Still on Proverbs 23, "Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee." And in the book of Amenemope, "Take care not to topple over the boundary marks of the fields, not fearing that you will be brought to court. Man proportions God by the might of the Lord, when he set straight the boundaries of the arable land. Desire then to make yourself prosper and take care for the Lord of all. Proverbs 22. Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips, that thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee. Make yourself these 30 chapters. They please, they instruct, they are the foremost of all books. They teach the ignorant. If they are read before an ignorant man, he will be purified through them. Fill yourself with them. Put them in your hand. Put them in your mind and get men to interpret them. As for a scribe who is experienced in his position, he will find himself worthy of being a courtier. If we compare it to another book in Egypt, the instructions of Ptahhotep, we can see here it says, "The one who knows much says little, an understanding person remains calm. Even dunces who keep quiet are thought to be wise. As long as they keep their mouth shut, they're smart." If you meet an opponent in his moment, a director of heart who is superior to you, bend your arms and bow. Do not take up your heart against him, for he will not be swayed for you. You can belittle bad speaking by not clashing with him in his moment. It will mean he is called a fool when your self restraint has subdued his excess. Fools are headstrong and do what they like. Wise people take advice. Fools have short fuses and explode all too quickly. The prudent quietly shrug off insults. Truthful witness by a good person clears the air, but liars lay down a smokescreen of deceit. Rash language cuts the maims, but there is healing in the words of the wise. Truth lasts, lies are here today and gone tomorrow. And from Ptahhotep it says, as for the fool unable to hear, nothing can ever be done for him. He sees wisdom as ignorance, and what is good as what is painful. He commits every error to be accused of it each day. He lives on what one dies of. Corrupt speaketh is his food. His character in this is well known to the officials, saying living death each day. His faults are passed over from the sheer number of faults on him each day. There are many more examples that I can give from many more books all over ancient Egypt that are lamentations that speak to the Proverbs, and the direct connection between Solomon and his alleged alliance with Egypt makes it more obvious that they were trying to see themselves as equal with the Egyptians in this context. But we shall also raise something that is very important, which is Egypt is one of those religions that has been slipped into the Bible in many ways, including Jesus, for example, who is Osiris or Ra. Really, Jesus is a lot of Egyptian gods boiled down into one person. And you can even see that Jesus has some occurrences with Roman like character, probably because the Christian faith was invented under the Roman occupation of Egypt.